200 fallen angels or wicked angels came down to earth. They didn't only fuck, they consumed, they altered the DNA of fish, birds, fruits, grain, and abused all male and female creations. Hint, check this out. Does it sound familiar? Wait.
What the fuck?
Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Tell me, boy.
I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, bitch, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, bitch, I'm paranoid.
All right, bro. All right, man. Let's jump into it or what?
Nah, 16 for 16, bitch.
All right,
That's
all
your
right.
phrase.
Ooh, that's right. Testicles, 1, 2. I'm about to give you this fucking shoe and bring you the flow and the fucking best show and all podcast shows. Yeah, you're a hoe. Da-na-na.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you hit him with the vocals.
Hey.
Let's get this shit. Full testicles, 1, 2, testicle.
Yes, sir. We back at it like young cracks at a salute.
Salute, everybody. Welcome back to an amazing show. This is Paranoid Radio Podcast. I am your humble host, Trebles Garcia, and joining me in the 1s and 2s is Big Tank. Salute.
Salute, big dog. How you doing today, big?
Wait. And joining me in the 1s and 2s is the best co-host in the fucking planet, Big Tank. Salute. There we go. It didn't sound right.
Ooh, that's right. Put some respect on the name, huh?
That's right.
No
Big
messing
Tank.
around.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right, so how are you, Big Tank? Let me know how was your weekend right before I jump into the main big scoop of this show.
I'm gonna air out the dirty laundry.
Oh,
you
shit,
get me?
here we
I'm gonna
go.
air some dirty laundry.
Man.
I mean, I had a phenomenal weekend. It would have been a lot more better. I had a Thanksgiving meal. You get me? A Friendsgiving. And one of my closest buddies decided not to show up. Personal issues. I get it.
Son of a bitch.
Personal issues. I get it. But it's like, come on, big dog.
I know what it is. He has a crush on you. He can't stand seeing you with your wife. I think that's what it is. Let's call it that. Come on, we all know what's happening here. It's a fucking the dude is in love.
This is a big commitment because normally that guy would have said somebody else's name that we shall not mention on the air. He shall be called Shakies.
Okay. Oh. Look, bro. Look. This is an inside joke, everybody. Tank is having sex with one of his friends behind the Shakies, and the friend is not necessarily, and his friend is not necessarily the opposite sex. Anyways, all right, guys, I'm gonna jump into the big scoop, guys. It is Thanksgiving. We are giving thanks to the world. Last year, we brought you an episode where we brought you the dark history of Thanksgiving, at least here in the United States of America. And today, we're gonna keep it simple. We're going to keep it simple, stupid. We're going to practice our kisses. We're not going to ruin these holidays for you guys. We already gave you some information, and it's up to you to go find out what's really happening behind closed doors. However, we're going to give thanks to every single person that has collaborated this year and made this year possible for Paranoid Radio Podcast, but most importantly, possible for you to enjoy. Let me start up and wrap this up with JB from Rogue One Media, Warp Reality Podcast, Ghost Joe, Smoke and Theories Podcast, Jillian Stone from Paranoid Podcast, Mr. Holistic, the comedian, Conspiracy Couple Podcast, Beauty Bomb, Skin Therapy. She did it. She was supposed to be on a show for mermaids. However, we had to exclude the audio because the audio was fucked up. But she still helped us out a lot, and she has helped us network with other special guests. Special guests. Flash from Flash News One, as always. GP Aromas, View Beauty, the life coach. Lovebird Express, which is still GP. David Wise from the Flat Earth Society, Snapping Next Podcast, and SLC 84 from Great Britain. Everybody, every single person, all the special guests that we have this year, I want to give you thanks from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for collaborating, for promoting, for being here next to us on all this amazing adventure and ride, but most importantly, for making our dreams possible, specifically mine, because Big Tech doesn't give a fuck. That's right. And then, obviously, how can I forget Big Tank? Thank you. You're my brother. You're my soul brother. We're brothers from different buttholes. I mean, fathers.
You can't tell me that, fool. You cannot tell me that, fool.
Why?
Because I tested our friendship this weekend and you failed miserably.
You could test my nuts in your face. How about that?
Hey, you won't deliver.
Dude, I could bust, dude. Oh my god.
Push and roll, big dog.
Thank you, motherfucker, for being here every week next to me, dropping bombs of fucking knowledge. I fucking love you. Thanksgiving is not just for the people that collab with us, but also for our friends and for our families and every single person that listens. And again, guys, I have to tell you guys, thank you every single day for tuning in, every single week for tuning in. We have had a fucking like a month row of non-zeros. What I call these non-zeros is a day with 0 listens. We haven't had a day of 0 listens for over a month, which means that we are having people binge listening to our shows on the daily. Now, I want to give you guys thank you for listening, tuning in, for spreading the word. And if you guys want to really collaborate, if you guys really want to help us out and give us a little bit thanks more, I would really appreciate if you guys drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or tag us. Now, I'm saying this officially. Big Tank has not giving me the yes, but at the end of the day, I'm going to fucking make the decision myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I am bringing you a set of t-shirts for December. I'm giving out another set of t-shirts. This is the 4th giveaway for season 4. It's fucking time. We're on the 20th episode already of season 4, and we need to drop this fucking hammer of the gods on you guys. You guys want a free t-shirt? You're gonna have to work for it this time. This time around, I'm not just gonna pick 10 people. I'm going to have you guys tag us. Listen to these instructions. As soon as you listen to this podcast, go on Instagram and tag us. Tag us one time, and as soon as you tag me, I'm gonna get a notification. I'm always on fire on the IG, and send me your size. Tag us and send me your size. The moment you do that, as soon as you do that, I will send you the confirmation tracking number for that t-shirt at the end of December. Obviously, I need to get your size first before I could go send them out and make them. Okay, so Big Time, what do you think? You have anything to say? Anybody to shout out?
You might want to cut this off.
Why?
Because you promised that for October.
I don't give a fuck. I'm promising that again for December. What you got, Big Tag? Go ahead and shout somebody, dog.
Hey, shout out. Definitely big, massive shout outs for this year. This month is a month to be thankful. I do want to shout out everybody that's helped us out. If you guys don't know, or if you guys do know, if you guys don't want to know, if you guys really don't even care, massive shout out to everybody that's definitely pushed us out, whether it be our family, friends, people that I don't even know. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, there's a famous saying online that says, a stranger will become a client before your own family. And we've definitely seen that. We've definitely seen that. So massive shout out to everybody. I think we might actually do a post and tag everybody who's actually ever helped us out. We'll do that. How about we do that? Anybody who has helped out, massive post, we'll shout it out. We'll give you guys thank you. We'll pay you guys homage for everything you guys have done for us. Definitely. Much love. I think the list goes on. We're gonna have a pretty stacked up list. But if your name is there, we really do appreciate it. And if your name's not there, we still appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts.
That's
just
right.
Because how do you call it? Megamind over here forgets a thing or two. Computer slows down his processing center.
Scanning for Mexicans. All right,
but
Big
most definitely love all across the board.
That's right. Now, Big Tank, connect the randomizing machine and give me the preview review.
Randomizing machine, do your thing.
Paranoid Radio.
Now, guys, this is the preview review where I read you a preview from Apple Podcasts. Roxana Love 97 says the ducking best ever. Wait, I think she's trying to put fucking. So, the ducking best ever 5-star review. This is the best podcast in the planet. Trebles and Tank are naturals. Thank you for being so consistent, period. Roxana Love 97, thank you so much for spreading the love and leaving us an Apple Podcast review. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to get a shout out, also leave an Apple Podcast review and I will shout it out on the next episode. Now, we're bringing you a brand new segment, a spooky segment with Warp Reality.
What's up, Paranoia Radio podcast fans? My name is Ghost Joe, and I'm the host of the paranormal podcast, the Warp Reality Podcast, where I talk about all things spooky, unexplained, and strange, all with a New York attitude. I am pleased to welcome you to my new segment on the Paranoia Radio podcast, where I'll be giving you little paranormal nuggets, tidbits if you will, of info to keep you thinking or to keep you up at night. So, for my first segment on the show, I'd like to talk to you about the tragic exorcism case of 23-year-old German woman Anneliese Michel. There's a lot of controversy about her story. In fact, her plight was the basis of the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose, loosely based, of course. Anneliese was born Anna Elizabeth Michel on September 21st, 1952, to a Joseph and Anna Michel. She and her sisters were brought up in a very strict Catholic household, where her father had even thought about training as a priest. Anneliese was very religious, attending Mass twice a week. When she was 16, she started experiencing severe convulsions and as a result was diagnosed by doctors with temporal lobe epilepsy. She was put on a couple of different medications, but none seemed to have helped her. She began experiencing hallucinations while praying, severe depression, and hearing voices telling her that she is damned and to rot in hell. After several years of this condition worsening, Anneliese developed a strong apprehension towards Christian objects, such as crosses, and she refused to walk into holy areas. Her family eventually became convinced that she was demonically possessed and went to many priests to try and perform an exorcism, but they all declined. Her condition worsened, where she couldn't even look at religious artifacts anymore, and she began drinking her own urine and eating insects. She was doing 400 squats a day and spent 2 days under a table barking like a dog. Eventually, due to her condition gaining some attention in the local areas, the rite of exorcism was granted. What I'm about to play for you is real audio taken from an exorcism session with Anneliese. But I must warn you, it's very, very disturbing. Okay, yeah, so that was extremely disturbing, and yeah, let's just say I deleted that as soon as I put that on here. Yeah, so she had underwent 67 rites of exorcism within a 10-month period, all lasting approximately 4 hours long. They were held secretly in her bedroom. Anneliese believed she was possessed by 6 demons, some of which including Cain, Adolf Hitler, and Lucifer. Anneliese died on July 1st, 1976. The cause of death was malnutrition and dehydration. She was only 68 pounds at the time of her death. Her parents and the 2 priests involved were charged with negligent homicide. The priests never served any jail time, nor did her parents. The thing is, throughout the whole process, there was a medical doctor tending to her condition, and she was not denied food, but had refused food and water for 6 months. How is that even possible? If you ask the doctors in science, they say this was torture on her parents' part and that there was nothing demonic about her condition. But to spiritual believers and even her parents, well, they stick by their assessment and that death was the only way to free her from the torment of the diabolical forces that were in control. One thing is for certain, whatever tormented the 23-year-old student teacher from Germany was finally silenced, but at the cost of Annaliese's life. Well, I hope you enjoyed my first installment, and I thank Trebles Garcia and Big Tank for this opportunity. Hopefully, if I didn't get fired already, I'll have another segment for you guys next month. If you want to hear more from me, Ghost Joe, you can check out the Warped Reality podcast on all major podcasting platforms and find me, Ghost Joe, on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Thanks a lot, everyone. Until next time.
Whoa, that is a trip. Thank you so much, Ghost Joe, for Warp Reality segment. As you already know, we're bringing you a full-time show, everybody, but now we have to jump into the best segment of this amazing podcast. Big Tank, it's a bird, it's a plane. Nope, it's Paranoid Radio. Big Tank, what is happening?
What is happening, my people? You guys know the deal. This is the best segment of this show, and I am your humble host, Big Tank, bringing you guys 2 stories. And I want you guys 2 cents for my 2 cents, and we're gonna deposit this bitch into the bank of knowledge straight up.
Ooh, the bank of knowledge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's get right into the deep of it, big dog. Hey, so how many times have you woken up, quote unquote, at 3 a.m.? When everything's a little too quiet. Obviously, we know that as a witching hour, give or take. But I'm gonna bring you guys an actual fact story. So this guy has been waking up for 7 months straight, exactly at 3, and unable to fall asleep until he hits 4 a.m.
Whoa.
He stays constantly awake. Doesn't matter what type of habits he does, whether he stays up really late. He wakes up sequentially at 3 a.m. every single time. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Whoa.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. Okay.
The
problem is that he's been experiencing this for about 7 months. And every time he does, he sets his... I don't know how you guys do it, but me personally, I throw my wallet wherever it is, so I don't really pay attention to it. It'll be one part, will be another part. But he sets up his phone, his wallet, and his watch right next to each other, perpendicular. So tell me why every time he wakes up, everything's in different places. And this is a single male. So he's actually set up Ring cameras. He set up everything just to see what happens. And there's always a glitch or something. But every time he wakes up, so you could basically say from 2:30 to 3, something is moving inside, something's going crazy. And he wakes up scared out of his mind. But he's not able to fall asleep or even try. He's gotten to the point where it's a normal thing to him. How the fuck do you react to that?
I have to say, time lapse, paranormally activated. A lot of the times, or even alien abduction, a lot of the times that when paranormal activities start occurring, what happens is electronics start failing, right? You know that, like MVP type of shit. And then also there's a time lapse where there's a loss of time for some time. And then even if you are recording, the fucking video kind of skips from like 1 minute to even an hour sometimes. So you'll be lost. And not only that, he's lucky because it could also escalate from him being teleported not only from his room but to another house or a different part of the earth if it really wants to manifest. So I think, dog, paranormally activated, that motherfucker's in trouble.
Just say the very least. Let's skip on to the next one, my people. All right, so what is your favorite type of food? I know we all categorize it. We either go for the most simplest sense, we'll say Mexican, Chinese food, Italian food, being as a subgenre. Well, guess what? There's actually a petition circulating the US that ad is being too controversial by labeling the food. Food is food.
What?
Do you have anything against it? Yeah, believe it or not, there's actually
explain that to me. It sounds retarded.
Exactly. I think it's people with too much time on their hands that get too offended too easily, in my sense. So there's obviously Alberto's. It says, you go to Alberto's, it says Mexican food right under it. Some places it's literally just called Chinese food. To a sense. Yeah. So just imagine not being able to say that. Let's say Alberto's food. No more Mexican. Obviously, we know it's Mexican food, but a lot of.
I think it's stupid. You need to categorize it.
Exactly my point. So let me take it a step further.
Okay.
Besides that, there's actually another petition for one of our most favorite Mexican traditional foods, which is something we call gorditas.
Okay.
They're actually thinking of changing the name because they find that really offensive, big dog.
This is how fucked up America is. This is the stupidest argument ever. Dude, like, okay, don't go with kids and don't touch the food. Please, dog, please. Let the kids be kids first. That's my first argument, all right? Don't go there. And another one, I know you didn't talk about kids, but look, food, dog. I wake up on a Sunday morning, right? And my wife is Salvadorian, guys. And my wife tells me, quiero comerme. Today she wants to eat Thai food. Guess where we're gonna go? We're gonna go to a fucking Thai food cuisine place. If I want to get some Mexican tamales, I'm gonna go, you know what? I'm gonna go look for fucking Mexican ladies to give me some tamales. That's not me being racist or categorizing or making them feel less than what they are. That's me glorifying their fucking culture and their fucking their amazing talent for cooking. This is dumb. Can we stop?
It's something that doesn't need to be addressed or changed in my eyes. I think it's just people oversensitive thinking about it. I mean, you have the whole Latino X movement.
Bitch
What's
made.
wrong with saying Latino,
The word,
Latina?
yeah. The
There
word
was
is
nothing.
bitch made. These people are bitch made.
Exactly my point, my people. So this was what is happening on your regular schedule broadcasting. Till the next time.
Ooh, spicy taco chalupa. That is right, Big Tank. Thank you for always bringing those two amazing stories and rocking the cages and that ass and all that good shit.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa,
whoa!
whoa,
Slow
whoa.
your roll. Slow your roll.
Oh, shit, we're on air. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing episode. As always, the best show with the best content for the best fucking listeners. And please allow me to jump in from the deep end of the pool and set the fucking mood. In the fabric of time and the pillars of truth, we know that his story was written by the hand of the winner and the perverse. He who controls the past controls the future. Today's topic doesn't only cover blasphemous acts done by the sons of God and the daughters of man, but it puts a giant footprint of truth on what some may consider a myth. Get your oversized panties and double XL magnums ready because we're about to drop a giant's load on your face and chest. Welcome to Giants. Get it? Giant load? Get it? Because it's giant, big load. Get it? You don't get it, huh?
You're stupid, big dog. Hey, fool, hands down, one of the corniest motherfucker I've ever met, big dog. But I love you, big dog.
Oh shit, Big Tech! You know that we dropped an episode called Orgasmic Celestials, episode 20 from season 1. It was banger fucking episode, a very long episode also, where we also kind of lightly touched on what the bloodlines are and how the Nephilim came to be. In order to understand giants, we need to talk a little bit about the Nephilim, the fallen ones, and the jealous angels that mated with the human daughters. The reason these fucking angels were jealous, above all, it was because God had unconditional love for his mortal creation. And then these angels, I want to call them the fallen angels, they were so jealous of man because now we weren't only mortals and we lived our life with so much passion every single day because we're mortals, obviously, but also because we were able to fucking penetrate, concept, procreate, fuck, jizz, bust nuts, and then have babies with our sexy ass human women. Ratatata.
All right, big dog. Let's actually break it down for them.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Nephilim, to the most plain sense,
Mm.
is a mixture, a culmination between angelic and mortal beings. There's
Yes.
been a lot of speculations on what they could be, what they could not be, different races, different bloodlines. And
Mhm.
even to this day, we actually touched up on it, how
Mhm.
some people can actually be part of the bloodline, which is
Yes.
why the reason some people are more famous or have that inconspicuous tune. For
Mhm.
example, we've all heard the saying "voice of an angel." What if it actually was the voice of an angel?
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
I feel like, fool, my voice is like a combination of Fergie and Jesus. Like when I sing, fool, I feel like I'm hovering right above myself and watching myself sing. Step Brothers.
I'm gonna
No.
be honest. You're more a combination of Jack Black and fucking the Devil's
What?
Big Dog.
What
I
the fuck, fool? Look, dog. All right, guys. Well, look, the Bible also talks about these fucking legends like David and Goliath and everything after Genesis 6. We talk about the lost tribes of these giants, warrior giants that were also part of these human armies. Now, guys, check this out. The Bible was supposed to have 777 books after all the fucking translations and edited and versions in King James and Reina Valera and all these other versions that are now out in 2022, alleged. There was other books, and now the Bible only have 66 books in the Bible. Allegedly, one of those fucking books that was lost in the sands of time was the Book of Enoch, where it talks about the Watchers, the AKA fallen angels, and it also talks about how giants were a little bit more prevalent than most of our average size humanoids, AKA great apes. Now let's talk a little bit about the features of these giants, Big Tank.
Straight up, obviously, they have been foretold or as told as being over 13 feet tall, and 13 feet would actually be a miniature giant in
Yes,
term.
exactly.
So they did range from up to, as far as I've been able to tell, up to 48 feet, which is a ginormous motherfucker. And if you want to put 48 feet into comparison, it's bigger than a school bus.
Okay, well, check this out. There's also real giants. Okay, I don't want to jump ahead, but there is a giants that also says that there were giants over 450 feet tall. And this is why we see giant fucking structures of giant trees that are fucking like 100 times taller than our average size trees. You know the fucking giant redwoods. I think they're redwoods, right? The
Yeah,
giant
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
trees. Yeah, so they're taller than those. Like we're
Well,
talking about giant.
now that
Yeah.
we're bringing that up, there's a
Hmm.
lot of petrified rocks, especially in Australia, throughout other
Ooh.
mountainous and deserted regions, where
Hmm.
they are petrified to some degree. Some people have even said that
Fossilized. Hmm.
fossilized
Hmm.
stumps, and they're massive craters that look like they were completely chopped off, like what we do when we tear down a tree. Axe hidden. There's also this big axe located up in the mountains where
Hmm.
it's a fucking axe. You take a video from the top of it, and it
Hmm.
looks like an axe sitting on a stump. Like if somebody just left it there, hey, I'll be right back, but never came back for it.
And if you want to get a real visualization of what we're talking about, check out Avatar, the first movie, where they destroy the big native tree where all the natives are living, like a giant fucking tree sitting on a mine gold, like a gold of mine. I mean, that's kind of like what we're talking about here. We're visualizing this, and this is actually real true. There's conspiracies within the subsection of conspiracies that giants existed, and that fucking, for example, the desert flats of like the Ozarks, the Ozark Mountains, and a lot of areas where Native Americans lived, like in the high desert, there was fucking like fossilized fucking structures of giant trees, right? That's what you're
Well,
talking about, right?
yes, believe it or not, if you were to divide it into the old world map setting,
Uh-huh.
there's roughly about six of those mega stumps that people actually refer to being the tree of life.
Ooh, interesting. And you know what's also fucking interesting, that the Native Americans, because you know the Native Americans used to have like ancient fucking cave systems, right?
Yes.
And not only the native here in America, but every native to every single continent, the same way they depict dragons in their fucking walls and the scriptures and shit, and their drawings and their art on the walls of the caves, they also depict wars against giants. So I'm talking about these fucking, like in Canada, in North America, and Mesoamerica. You know, we talked about the Almecs before too. The Almecs have giant stones that lay around fucking all of around Mesoamerica, Central America, where volcanoes are and shit, where they fucking almost depict these giant. They're glorifying these giant fucking heads that underneath, when you excavate on bottom, they're fucking giant stones, structures and fucking I want to say postured stones that depict giants of their time. So just a little fucking Greek, little quick little mythology in there to move into the next part of this fucking podcast.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if we had to put it in the most basic sense, there are giant tools, giant surroundings, giant habitats that
Yes.
just basically culminate with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you could actually say, oh, well, this matches up with this matches up with that, this matches up
Uh-huh.
with this.
Mm-hmm.
So, in more, how would I put it? Fuck. It, there were different levels to being a quote unquote giant.
There you go.
Okay.
There was classes of giants too,
The,
and there
yeah,
was racist giants, there was blind giants, there was
yeah.
white giants.
To a very sense, to a very good sense, yes, where
Uh-huh.
you would have quote unquote the little ones, which would be quote unquote under 20 feet. Then you'd have the more average size, which were under 60 feet, and
Hmm.
then you'd have the ginormous motherfuckers, as you said, which could be over 400 feet.
Yeah,
But
and
that
that's
begs the
fucking that's
question.
gigantic. That's huge.
So my favorite thing of out of a certain anime
Hmm.
is when they show Dragon Ball Z.
Hmm.
It's more of a, I think it's not even canon show,
Hmm.
but where Turles looks a lot like Goku,
Uh-huh.
and he bursts the whole planet of life where he gets a seed, he starts eating it, and you see the tree starting to take over, take over, take over.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So, do you think because it got cut off, we lost a bit of something?
I think that somehow, some way, there was a cataclysmic event that destroyed parts of the earth and also took down our carbon, which also fuck were carbon-based life forms. So the less carbon there is on the atmosphere, the less carbon we could ingest, which means that all the fucking surrounding life, including our fucking organism, fucking starts making itself smaller in order to fucking adapt and live in the planet. So I think that back then there was a lot more carbon in the atmosphere, that which would explain why there was dinosaurs, giant animals, giant trees, giant leaves, and giant humanoids. I think that's what happened. Now, if you don't mind, let me jump into the fucking mythological part of this. The Greeks, the Egyptians, and the Persians used wars, and like we said, there's classes of giants. They used the slave class of giants to go to the armies. And we saw a little bit of these giants in the movie 300, where the Persian army goes and tries to defeat the 300 by the slope, and they bring giants to come destroy them. But we're talking about like 20 feet giants that fought Leonidas. Hashtag look it up. Yeah.
Okay. So let's dive a little bit more deeper and go
Uh-huh.
into the conspiracies why we don't have many of those trees. So there is a theory behind it
Mhm.
that the giants basically were being used and abused to a certain sense. And they motherfucker. I knew
Sorry.
it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
Sorry, I'm
Um
sorry.
and they were being the main casualties of war. Why? Because who's gonna kill more people? One regular person or one big giant?
Exactly, exactly.
So it all came back down to that some people have even said that the giants basically revolted, and as a couple of their last willing acts, they took away anything that connected the angelicalism, the Nephilim part of them
W-
to us.
You just
With
jumped into a great part right now. Yeah.
exactly my point. So if they're mad, if you're mad,
Hmm.
or if somebody's mad at you,
Hmm.
they're gonna try to hit you where it hurts the most, right?
Exactly. You know where? You know what movie really depicts that? Giant. What's the giant? The beanstalk. What's it called? The dude that jumps, that climbs up the beanstalk. What's that? Jack, and the
Jack.
giant. Yes. Watch that movie. That movie's great. The most recent one. It's really great because it depicts how the giants revolted. We used to live in harmony, and then the giants revolted against the fucking humans, and they live on the fucking next level, almost on in the heavens. And they need this giant beanstalk to reach the heavens. Humans get up there, and guess what happened? Exactly what happened. Now the giants are organized, and they revolted against humans, which makes me go to the next part and the final part of this fucking podcast, guys. Enter the fragmented Dead Sea Scrolls, the Book of Giants. Now, the fucking Dead Sea Scrolls is a real fucking thing that depicts exactly what I'm gonna tell you next. Through this fucking part of giants fighting, this imaginary, let's say this hypothetically say it's real, that the giants revolted against these fucking humans, but not only against humans, also against God, against the heavens. 200 fallen angels or wicked angels came down to earth. They didn't only fuck, they consumed, they altered the DNA of fish, birds, fruits, grain, and abused all male and female creations. Hint, check this out. Does it sound familiar? What does a human, a fucking a scientist do when we create a new makeup trend or a makeup fucking cosmetic? We come and they fucking start using animals, right, to fucking test them, to do it on chimps and shit and rabbits and stuff, right? We're definitely basically doing abominations to animals for our own gain, and not even fucking our beauty gain. Mostly all capitalism, right? It's all about money. And then they also had this fucking mixed breed of DNA of 200 of all kinds of creatures. Now, this is kind of like the Noah's Ark story, where he got a pair of each animal around the fucking planet. Same thing. Well, I'm gonna lead to that. So what they did was the Nephilim that were in charge of the realm of Earth, while the heavens God was allowing them to roam free, free will. Now the God took down 200 angels out of heaven and sent them down to earth along with Lucifer, and they started procreating with the sons of man, which is women. They started having this Nephilim. The Nephilim organized. They fucking went to war against the humans. They were destroying the humans that were more prevalent, and then it started fucking altering the DNA of different animals. This is where you get the next. They mixed the breed of 200 animals, creatures, with human DNA, and fucking all this misogynation start happening and abominations. And this is where you get this fucking mythological creatures of Chimera, the Minotaur, the Hydra, and the Harpy, the Mermaid. All of these mixture of half man, half creature, half beast, half girl. All of these are not only myth and lore, but they're also connected to the abominations of the Nephilim creating them. So the Nephilim created another set of abomination shit, which is why God sent the flood to destroy all living creatures and all life on the earth, except for except for Noah, and so forth and so forth. Bam! That's a fucking
So
bomb.
so let's actually connect it a little bit more.
Okay.
There's a small theory, you would say, that
Mhm.
right before that is the beginning of the end, where we could interject the Lord of the Rings.
Ha ha. There.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Mhm.
So obviously we know that when Noah's Ark was, that was a great restart of water.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so to some projection, that was the ending of anything evangelical or mythological to even to
Uh-huh.
the sense.
Uh-huh.
So in the depiction, there's a great war, and after humanity or the earth has seen so much mayhem and tragicness,
Uh-huh.
not necessarily exactly the way of Lord of the Rings where we have Mordor and all that. No, no, no.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
In the most sense of everything evangelical getting wiped out as a punishment
Yes.
of it all.
And what did
For
Lord of the Rings depict also? Elves, right? They had like
exactly.
we were able to see orcs, which is a whole different creature, an abomination of humanoid, right? And then you had giants, then you had giant animals, you had giant trees, you had castles, you had civilizations, and then you had elves, which are all like also mystical creatures that live inside this realm. They were all connected all together. Remember we were talking about how realms went against war with each other, and then God couldn't fucking bear the more the abominations that was happening, so he fucking destroyed whatever the fucking Nephilim were doing here on Earth. So it's kind of like that, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Exactly, exactly. No, no, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. So, I mean, are we in the final cycle? I
Yeah.
mean,
We're doing
quite
everything
possible.
again. Human nouns are doing all this abomination shit, like fucking cloning pigs and like I don't know that we're playing God too much, just like the Nephilim would.
Look, there's also another thing that you have to realize
Uh-huh.
is that every structure
Mm-hmm.
that supports Noah's Ark that has
Mm-hmm.
been around for a long time, it has actually major structure, which I mean pyramids, show some type of water damage to a specific sense. The
Exactly.
Sphinx, the how do you call it, the pyramids. I mean, yes, there's
Water
also another
erosion.
exactly. There's also another theory, but this is getting a little bit sidetracked,
Uh-huh.
that Atlantis was actually Egypt.
Well, there is the Isle of the Sahara, which we've mentioned a couple of times on the show before, and it is in Africa, and it is in the desert. So, um, I don't
Is anything possible?
anything's possible now, bro. And quite honestly, look, I can't say that Atlantis was definitely Egypt, but I could definitely tell you this: there's a lot of fucking implementations, acoustic properties, because they used to use a lot of vibrational frequencies to make their tools. Like their tools were not powered by electricity the way we use it now. Like they would use the power of water, the power of the elements, and vibrational frequencies to make like drills and shit. This is why they have this perfect fucking lines, and they could make perfect cylinder holes in their fucking in their tunnel systems, in their pyramids. The way that they shape their fucking tunnels within the pyramid were used by these perfect precision tools that were used by acoustic properties like vibrational frequency shit like that. So they were able to not only attune their powers and their and heighten their senses and telekinetic powers, but also vibrate things into existence or even move giant boulders into a specific place or area. Now, uh, there is a weird coincidence that all around the world in different societies and ancient civilizations have connected not only giants and dragons and all these cryptids, but also the structures they left behind. And not only that, the way they disappeared. And now we're talking about the way they disappeared. I'm also going to bring in bloodlines. Tank, let's give them the last dose of and a remembrance what we talked about orgasmic celestials. The bloodlines. So basically, what we thought was the conspiracy theory is that the giants remained and they're still around, kind of like the Bigfoot, right? However, they cannot show themselves, but they kept procreating. And the only way to hide themselves was to procreate more with humankind. And now the direct blood descendants from these Nephilim are the people are in power today. So Satan worshippers, the politicians, entertainment industry, and there's different sectors, and they fucking try to find their bloodline. And once they find it, or they put them down, and they collect each other. This is how they fucking maintain in power. Remember, that's what we were talking about.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So, is it possible? Most definitely. Hey, there's been some out of this world beings that people do consider giants
Mm-hmm.
by a certain degree statue. I think the tallest man that I've read was 9 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker was big.
Uh-huh. Well, there's a lot of pictures, right? Like Asian pictures and shit.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just when, as we all know, this has been one of the hottest seasons. The waters have been running dry all throughout the world.
Uh-huh.
There is a depiction of a 9 foot feet feet graving that they found. They literally made the cast iron of it. They picked it up. It is 9 foot, exactly shaped like your foot and my foot, and it stands to show that the person that was carrying that was roughly about 15 to 20 feet.
Whoa, I know. I think they also found different bone structures of a Chinese giant, an Indian giant. They're all over the place. They're all over the continents. Like they're popping out everywhere. And now that the water levels are going down, people are finding these giant bones. The governments are fucking hiding the giant bones that are actually popping out with their cock out.
Exactly my point. That's
Yeah, I guess
exactly my point. I mean, my people, you be the judge for yourself. We're
that's
just
right.
here as to give you information, whether you believe us or not. That's completely up to you. If you're thinking that we're straight left crazy, good for you. Keep your own minds to yourself. But if you're not, go do your own research. Make up your own mind for it, to say the very
It's
least.
very easy to find the stuff. Just go to research and dig and read and dig and read the way we do it and present it to yourself. And
Believe it or not, you might even just find shit on TikTok while you're scrolling.
that's right. That's right. Now, guys, I want to end with this. Our condolences to the family of Jason David Frank, a legend for us millennials. Big Tank and I grew up during the time where Power Rangers was
Our
fucking
first
ruling.
hero? I mean, I know he was
I
pretty
think
much.
so.
I
Yeah,
think
our
so,
first
right?
hero.
I think
Yeah.
for us, I think especially 90s baby, I
Yep.
want to say he was our first hero.
He's up there next to fucking Goku and next to Ash Ketchum in my book and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think the Power Rangers fucking changed the game in the 90s for all fucking series. It was a novella. It was a fucking this is like, dude, religiously I would go after school and I would fucking walk out and I would run to fucking home to catch that episode at 3 o'clock. And then after I would watch Power Rangers, then I'll go outside and play some dodgeball, tetherball, or fucking play around with my friends and shit. Back when you had a life outside and we didn't have
When you
Wi-Fi
actually
and
play
PS.
tag, when you actually play
Exactly.
Zapatito Blanco, Zapatito Azul, dime cuántos años tienes tú.
So our condolences and love to all the fans and the family of Jason David Frank. It's a fucking sad passing. This episode gets dedicated to him and to his fucking legacy. I mean,
I will say, please, please just stop messing with all his legacy that he built. I mean, yes, he wasn't perfect. I don't think anybody ever was.
uh-huh.
But stop making these fake videos. This was his last speech or this is his last thing.
Chasing
I
clout.
mean, we don't know why he did it.
Hmm.
Yes, there's speculation of a divorce. Yes.
Hmm.
Are rich people always happy? No, you're right.
Hmm.
They're
Hmm.
never they might not be happy, not even all the money in the world.
Uh-huh.
There's a reason to say money does not buy you happiness. It can make you comfortable, but it will not buy you happiness. I
110%.
so please just stop tarnishing his name. I mean, let's just
Let
hey,
him
the
rest.
man's gone. Let him rest. Whatever he did or didn't do, even
Hmm.
though he had a prominent future with him resurfacing of Legend of the White Dragon,
Hmm.
which was a I guess Power Ranger spinoff with a lot of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I mean, just let him be. Just hey, remember for the good, not for the bad. To be
I
honest.
agree. You know why? Because even me in the beginning, guys, so for the people that do not know, Big Tank and I were on live with one of our biggest supporters, Rico. Shout out, Rico. We were on live on Sunday morning, live, talking about gravity, talking about flat Earth, dropping bombs of the gods, having a debate, Rico was dropping good shit. Go check it out. It's on our IG. And towards the end, the Big Tank changed the entire conversation. It was a 16-minute conversation. And towards the end, this is where you heard it first. Paranoid Radio Podcast said it first. Guys, I don't claim victory. We are the victors by default because we're King Cox. Um, Big Tank came out and said, "Yo, breaking news: Jason David Frank just fucking died," and it was out. So,
It was
get the
wild,
full
just
scoop.
because I didn't even believe it. I think you even said it. Shut the fuck up. I'm
I,
like, nah,
I know,
for
even
real,
me,
fool.
and I'm a conspiracy theorist. I wanted to make his life, his death, his suicide a conspiracy. But even at that, I owe him so much respect of my youth. Like I don't want to think about any conspiracy theories right now. I just want him to rest in peace, put him down. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, we'll talk about what really happened. But right now, I don't want to clout chase. I just want him to rest.
Agreed, agreed.
All right, Big Tank. Let them know where they can find you.
You guys know the deal. My name is Big Tank, aka the Green Dragon Apprentice from now on.
What the fuck? How did you? Oh God! All right, dog. Green Dragon Apprentice. Okay.
No. Real talk, real talk. Catch you at EKNAT626. Go follow our page. Go check out the content that we're dropping. My boy Trebles is dropping bombs every single day. New content. Go check it out. My
Yeah.
people, till the next time.
That's right, guys. We're doing live videos and check us out on Rumble at Paranoid Radio Podcast. On Rumble at Paranoid Radio Podcast, I am dropping every video every live, and the next couple episodes we fucking record on video absolutely free. If you want to get these episodes and check them out, and you don't want to just all you want to see our face expressions and the way we fucking talk shit to each other and bring up all these theories, make sure you go on Rumble at Paranoid Radio Podcast, Paranoid Radio Podcast, and check us out paranoidradio.com. I am Trebles Garcia. Big Tank, thank you so much, and all of you have an amazing Thanksgiving.
Till the next time.
Paranoid Radio.